Hi, it's GramMoose. Tonight we're going to read a book called Daylight, Nightlight. This is a stage 2 book for you that I keep asking. It's a book about where light comes from. In the morning when you wake up, there is sunlight. Maybe it's cloudy and you can't see the sun, but it really is shining. If you were flying above the clouds, you could see the sun. In the daytime, there is light because the sun is shining on that part of the earth. So it shows a boy eating his breakfast. Even at night, when you go to bed, there is light. There may be bright moonlight. Even if the moon isn't out, there may be a light from the street or from cars or from the houses. There is light around you all the time. When it's dark inside, you turn on a light. When it is dark outside, the street lights come on, or you turn on a flashlight. Even when all the lights are off, there is still some light. It's hard to find a place that is really dark. So we can see the stars and the moon, or even fireflies. Sunlight comes from the sun. The sun is very hot. It sends out light to us. Starlight comes from the stars. The stars are also very hot. They send out light to us as well. Light comes from things that are very hot. The flame of a candle is hot. The light bulb on a flashlight is hot, and the big bulb in a lamp is hot. We call these hot things light sources because light comes from them. Hot things make light, it says. A nail doesn't make light, but suppose there were some way to heat the nail and make it get hotter and hotter. The nail would get so hot it would produce a light. First, there would be a red glow in the room. When the nail got hotter, it would even produce a yellow light, and then light that was almost white. The hotter the nail got, the more light that it would make. This is just what happens inside an electric light bulb. When you turn on the switch, little wires inside the bulb get hot. They get so hot that they send out a lot of light. Today we have LED bulbs, and as they get hotter, they get brighter, more and more light. Even Grandma learned something reading these books. We see things when they get hot enough to make light, but most of the things that we see, chairs, people, trees, grass, rocks, books, are not hot. They do not send out their own light. We see them because light from the sun or a candle or a light bulb falls on them. When light falls on something, it bounces off again, like a rubber ball. When light bounces off something, we say it's reflected or turned around. When light bounces off something that is sent to us, we see the object. He has a little diagram. We see trees and grass, rocks and birds because sunlight falls on them. They reflect sunlight to us. We see the moon because sunlight falls on it. The moon reflects sunlight to us. The moon does not make its own light. Moonlight is reflected sunlight. Light from the sun also falls on Venus and Mars and other planets. The planets and the moon are not hot like stars. They are not light makers. We see the planets because they reflect sunlight to us. Astronauts in space see the Earth because the Earth reflects sunlight to them. So it's all about light reflecting back and forth. Look around you. How many things do you see that send out their own light? If it is daytime, you will probably see only one main kind of light, light from the sun. If it is nighttime, you might see the light from light bulbs, or you might see a candle flame, a campfire, a flashlight, or the stars. How many things do you see that reflect light? Probably hundreds of them, but we see most things because they reflect light. So they're looking around the room at everything that reflects the light. There's no lights on in the room right now that I'm reading to you in. The light that you see is coming from my windows in the front of the house, but it's actually not that bright in here. Everything you see has light reflecting off of it, from my cheeks to my hair to the moose to the walls. The walls are green, but they probably look pretty white because of the light. Light travels very fast. You can see this when you turn on a lamp at night. All at once, the whole room is filled with light. Point a flashlight at a tree far away. As soon as you turn on the light, you can see the tree. Light travels so fast it can go from the moon to the earth and back in 3 seconds. If you could travel that fast, you could go around the world 7 times in 1 second. Now that's fast for light travel. Light is just about everywhere. Probably you've never been in a place where there wasn't some light. A dark room seems very dark at first, but after a while you can see things because there's almost always a little light in every room. Just try it as an experiment. Take a white dish into a room and put it down, then turn out the lights. At first you won't see the dish. Your eyes will have to adjust to the darkness. This means that your pupils, the dark parts of your eyes, open wider to let more lights in, like the street lights outside. Pretty soon you may see the white dish. Pull the shades all the way down to make it darker. Maybe you can't see the dish now, but you can probably see where the windows are because of the street lights. So they took a white dish and put it in a room, and it reflects the light back. It absorbs it too. It would be darker under your covers on a dark night, or dark inside of the dark closet in a dark room on a dark night. Maybe there would be no light at all. That would be real darkness. There would also be real darkness in a cellar with no windows, or a cave deep under the ground would be really dark. Maybe if you can think of other places where it would be really dark. So bats hide in caves at night where it's very, very dark. And there's even caves where bats hide where their poo glows in the dark. So it's not dark in there. Our world is full of light that comes to us from things that are hot. Most of our light comes from the hot sun, but we get some light from other hot things, candles and electric lights. So again, they're telling you about the different things that make hot heat. All during the day there is sunlight, even on a cloudy day, at night too. The earth is lit by the sun. People say it is lit by moonlight, but you know now that the moon does not make its own light. Moonlight is reflected sunlight. Almost everything we see, book, trees, houses, cars, people, bugs, and birds, reflect light to us. Without light, we would see nothing at all. The end. So in the daytime, like the cat in the book, our cats like to sit on the deck in the sunlight and absorb all that heat. And since Lucy's red, you can see her first at night. Oliver's gray, so it's harder to see him in the night light. So that's why GramMoose has lots of lights around her deck. She doesn't like dark. So we have little solar lights that glow in the dark all the time, reflecting light off of everything else, from the steps to the flowers to the trees And that's why I also like to plant white flowers inside all my pots, because they will reflect the moonlight or the street lights back, so natural night lights. So daylight, night light, where light comes from. I love you. Good night.